Talk.
Sounds good.
Welcome to Diverse Orange, our conversations about diversity here in Central Florida. My guest today is Bridget Lake. Welcome, Bridget.
Thank you, Terry. I really appreciate coming on today.
Sure. Well, you now are with a firm that hosts an art gallery, but your background, I know you were with the Oviedo Winter Springs Chamber of Commerce before that. So, what's your thoughts about diversity here in Central Florida?
Whew, I love it, first off. I really loved coming into my law firm. Eclat Law has diversity. We're a minority supplier, diverse in their council. So really, I support it. I think that it's important. I'm originally from Chicago, so it makes sense for someone who grew up in their, my grandma was at Ashland and Northland, or Ashland and Lawrence in Chicago. So it was really, back then it was a Hispanic neighborhood. Now it's a gay neighborhood. Really having diversity in my life since I was growing up.
So at school, you had a diverse group of people around you?
When I was younger, I didn't. My parents, so my mom was a high school or a history teacher in Chicago. So she wanted the best education for her children and moved us out to the suburbs. So I ended up going to, when it comes to elementary school, we had one African American student in our school, which I was friends with. Like, that was my friend. She lived down the street and it didn't even faze me. And that's where you see like the younger generation coming in and culture doesn't faze them. Diversity does not even faze them. It's just a normal part of life.
And what brought you to Central Florida?
I graduated from college and I was like, I could find a place to work and get transferred someplace warm, or I could just go someplace warm that I love. And I love it here. I love it here. I don't mind the heat at all. People think I'm a little bit crazy, but I still garden out in my lawn, out in my yard, at least like twice a week right now. And I'm scuba diving and I'm enjoying the Florida life.
Great. Yeah, me too. Give me the heat.
Yeah.
I also grew up in the north, so
yeah.
Been there, done that. Never need to shiver again.
I don't want to shovel ever again. I left my snow scraper. Like, as soon as I left Chicago, I'm like, don't need that anymore.
Tell me about the diversity at Eclat Law.
So our managing partner is Kevin Rossiandino. He is Puerto Rican and African American. We have a lot of our team that is from different parts, whether they're African American, Puerto Rican, Hispanic, South American. One of our members is in São Paulo, Brazil right now, visiting her family. So it really felt like I was coming back home when I entered that firm. It felt like family again when you got to see the diversity and the different ethnicities. I just really respect other cultures, and the more I know, the more I appreciate them. And that's all. I think that if everybody opened up their heart to learn about other cultures, there'd be so much more harmony.
And how would you say the law firm fits into the legal community here?
Well, it's interesting because Kevin Rossiandino and Laura Cosgrove, who are both, she's an arts and entertainment attorney. So when they got together, they were like, what should we do? And, we have a heart for the community. We want to give back. And they said, look at this office space. It's incredible. Let's host some local artists in here. And absolutely for free, they can display their art. We'll have events. If people are interested in purchasing their art, they get 100% of the proceeds given back to them. And that to me is really important because there's so many people that don't understand or have a respect for the arts as a business. And the arts is just that. You have to understand that these people have been trained and have gone through so many things and want to be respected just as any other business, whether you're marketing or, HR or CEO. These are artists and they deserve to be compensated for what they create.
And I think you have a diversity of heritages of the artists that you display.
So definitely, definitely, there's all different kinds of arts and culture in our law firm. We display about 30 local artists. We're always searching for artists that are interested in displaying. Laura Cosgrove, who is also our arts and entertainment attorney, she is the curator of our art gallery, Art Etiquette. So I always connect people to her, as she has a lot more experience in the art realm than I do.
And the firm's clientele, do they reflect the diversity as well, or only, or what is it like being a firm that is a minority-owned firm?
I don't think there's to me, it's about customer service. I'm in business development. I'm in marketing. I'm about promoting the firm and making sure that just people know that we're here. And if you have a question, I'm the best person to ask. I'm not an attorney. I don't cost, $300 or $500 an hour. Just reach out to me and ask a question of, is this something that you guys deal with? This is an issue I'm having. I work with a lot of different organizations. So, Florida Association of Veteran-Owned Businesses, we're a member of, because part of that is we support veterans. We support arts and culture. We support minorities. So the Volusia Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. We are Winter Park Chamber of Commerce. Obviously, as a Chamber of Commerce professional or executive before, Oviedo Winter Springs Regional Chamber of Commerce is my home, but we look at Seminole and all these other different areas. So we want to make sure that really, when it comes down to it, there's no difference between whether you're white, Black, Hispanic, Asian, any culture. We want to make sure that you're taken care of if you have a legal issue. So please just reach out to whoever you feel comfortable reaching out to.
And you're the comfortable one to reach out to.
Well, I try to be. I'm not everywhere, but we appreciate what people have gone through. I think that a lot of people in our firm have gone through different life situations and understand that not everything is a direct line in life where, you're always successful. Things happen and people run into situations, and sometimes they just don't know who to ask. And that's where what it really comes down to is they're scared to reach out to an attorney because they cost so much money, but they have a general question that needs to be asked.
Do you know if your firm has dealt with any discrimination kind of issues?
We have, yes, we actually have. We recently won a lawsuit regarding discrimination, and it was a really big deal because it was against Osceola County and their battalion fire chief, who we won a case, and it really was a big deal in the fact that they discriminated against ADA and a handicap issue, which we want to protect people who have had an injustice done to them.
Mm-hmm. So as you look around Central Florida, what's one thing you wish would be or happen that isn't?
I will tell you what, my mom and dad live in Lexington. And when I look around there and I see the art and culture just everywhere in the community, like, I wish that was more embraced in Central Florida. I want to have just more visibility of arts and culture in our community. I think that a lot of it has to do with people who have the ability or have the finances to support arts and culture. I know that, like, Tony Jenkins, Florida Blue, they definitely support arts and culture. And we need to continue to have large corporations and businesses say, I want to put money and an effort towards this, because it's just I mean, that's heritage. That is culture. That is who you're being. When you're creating art, you're literally just putting yourself out there. And I think that when you have a community that is freely accessible to do that and display it, it just means so much more. So I hope that.
Great. And your office overlooks the lake at Crane's Roost, right? Can you see the big bird sculpture on the other side from your office?
No, I can't. I can't.
No.
But I do walk around it. I try to make an effort every week, but it's been a little hot lately, but I try to make an effort. But that is such a beautiful sculpture. It's so gorgeous. When you first walk up to it, you're like, what is this massive just structure? And then you look at it and you're like, oh, it all makes sense.
Right. Well, it's great talking to you, Bridget. Thank you for joining us today for Diverse Orange. I also do Playfully Orange on Thursdays that talks about arts and culture, which we've done plenty of today as well. So, and thank you all for watching. Bye now.
Thank you, Terry.